scheduled in the application of Rocky Mountain Power for authority to revise rates in Tariff Schedule 98, Renewable Energy Credits Balancing Account. That's Commission Docket number 21035-05. My name is Mike Cameron. I'm the Commission's designated presiding officer. Let's take appearances, please, beginning with Rocky Mountain Power. Is someone here for Rocky Mountain Power?
Hi, this is Mike Wilding. I'm not sure where.
Mr. Wilding, I can't hear you. I see you're speaking, but I can't hear you. Can the others hear him? Oh, you can? Now I'm hearing you.
Okay, great. Emily Wegener was online, but then I saw her drop off, so she might be having technical difficulties. But she is our attorney.
Let's give her just a minute then.
I'll try to contact her as well.
It looks like Ms. Saba is trying to join. Ms. Saba, can you hear me? We're waiting to hear for counsel from Rocky Mountain Power. I see a few people join the call.
Yeah, sorry, this is Mike Wilding again. Emily is having technical issues. Hopefully we can get her on momentarily. Oh, here she is.
I'm here. I'm joining by the phone because my work. Can you hear me okay?
You're breaking up on my end. Did the court reporter get that?
No, she's breaking up on my end also.
Try one more time, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
I can too.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get your appearance though, Ms. Wegner, on the record.
Oh, I wasn't here. I didn't realize we started. This is Emily Wegner on behalf of Rocky Mountain Power, and with me I have Nick Highsmith, company witness, who will be adopting Grant Bagby's testimony. Mike Wilding, who will be providing a summary. Mr. Highsmith will also be providing a summary. And Robert Meredith, who is available for questions, but will not be providing a summary of his testimony.
Okay. And for the Division of Public Utilities, Ms. Schmidt.
Good morning, Patricia E. Schmid for the Division of Public Utilities. Our witness today is Mark Long. Thank you.
Do we have any other parties that wish to make an appearance? Okay. Are there any matters to address before Ms. Wegner calls her first witness? Go ahead, Ms. Wegner.
The company calls Nick Highsmith.
Mr. Highsmith, do you swear to tell Highsmith, pardon me, do you swear to tell the truth?
I apologize. I appear to be having technical issues with Google Meets. And so if it is okay with everyone, would it be possible for me to just continue using the telephone?
No objection on my end. Mr. Schmidt, do you mind?
No objection.
Okay. Mr. Highsmith, do you swear to tell the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Highsmith. Please state and spell your name.
My name is Nicholas Highsmith, spelled Nicholas. Last name Highsmith.
Have you reviewed and become familiar with the testimony and exhibits filed by Grant Bagby in this matter?
Yes, I have.
And do you adopt his testimony as your own?
I do.
Do you have any corrections to that testimony?
Yes, I have one correction to a reference that was on RMP, Exhibit RMP GB1. The correction is on line number 1, where it references docket number 20-035-13, comma, then it says RMP GB2. That should say THS2.
Thank you. With that correction, if I were to ask you the questions contained in Mr. Bagby's testimony today, that's now your testimony, would your answers be the same?
Yes, they would.
Can you please provide a summary of that testimony?
Yes. Good morning. On March 15th, 2021, Rocky Mountain Power filed its annual Renewable Energy Credit Balancing Account, or RBA, seeking to refund a deferral balance to Utah customers through Schedule 98 of approximately $1.1 million over a one-year period beginning June 1st, 2021. The RBA deferral is calculated as the difference between actual REC revenue realized by the company and the amounts in rates during the deferral period, or calendar year 2020. The refund amount also includes a net carrying charge during the 2020 deferral period and the interim period of January 1st, 2021 through May 31st, 2021 of approximately $45,000. The deferral balance was calculated in a manner consistent with previous RBA filings. Mr. Grant Bagby, whose testimony I have adopted, Mr. Mike Wilding, and Mr. Meredith filed testimony in support of the company's application describing the calculation. My testimony describes the calculation of the deferral amounts and the amount of REC revenue allocated to Utah ratepayers. Mr. Wilding's testimony presents a detailed accounting of total company REC revenue for calendar year 2020. And Mr. Meredith's testimony addresses the allocation of the RBA surcharge among the customer classes and the resulting Tariff Schedule 98 rates in this case. On April 28, 2021, the Division of Public Utilities filed comments in support of the proposed rate change becoming effective on an interim basis on June 1st, 2021, pending their final audit of the REC revenues contained in this filing. No other party filed comments in this phase of the proceeding. The company respectfully requests the Commission approve the company's request to return to customers $1.1 million associated with this RBA filing on an interim basis beginning June 1st, 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Highsmith. I have nothing further for this witness, and he's now available for cross-examination and questions from the hearing officer.
Ms. Schmid?
No questions. Thank you.
And I have none. Thank you, Mr. Highsmith.
Thank you.
Ms. Wagner, please feel free to call your next witness.
The company calls Mr. Mike Wilding.
Mr. Wilding, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Wilding. Can you please state and spell your name?
Yes. My name is Michael Wilding. It's Michael. Wilding is Wilding.
Did you prepare and cause to be filed testimony and exhibits in this matter?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any corrections to that testimony?
No.
If I were to ask you the questions contained in that testimony today, would your answers be the same?
Yes, they would.
I move to admit the testimony of Mike Wilding.
It's admitted.
And I also just realized that I did not move to admit Mr. Highsmith's testimony earlier. So can I just move to admit that now, or would you prefer I do that later?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, I move to admit the testimony of Grant Bagby as adopted by Mr. Nicholas Highsmith.
It's admitted as well.
Thank you. Mr. Wilding, can you please provide a summary of your testimony?
Yes, I can. My testimony provides the detail of the REC revenue received by the company during calendar year 2020 that was used to set the Schedule 98 REC balancing account surcharge to be effective June 1, 2021. I recommend that the Commission approve the company's request for interim rates. My testimony also supports a settlement stipulation with the Office of Consumer Services and the Division of Public Utilities relating to the transfer of RECs from Utah to California. The stipulation allows the company to transfer some of the Utah allocated RECs to California to meet California's renewable portfolio standard. Utah customers will be compensated at the market rate for those RECs that are transferred, and the compensation for those RECs will be included in the 2022 RBA. The transfer of these RECs does not affect Utah's ability to meet its renewable portfolio goals, and this stipulation is just, reasonable, and in the interest of Utah customers, and I recommend that the Commission approve.
Thank you. I have nothing further for Mr. Wilding, and he is available for cross-examination and questions from the hearing officer.
Ms. Schmidt?
No questions. Thank you.
I have none. Thank you, Mr. Wilding.
Thank you.
Ms. Wagner, did you intend to call another witness?
No, the company has no further witnesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Schmidt?
Yes, thank you. The division would like to call Mr. Mark Long as its witness. Could Mr. Long please be sworn?
Mr. Long, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Long, could you please state by whom you are employed and your official office traditional address?
Yes, I'm employed by the Division of Public Utilities, and my office address is 160 East, 300 South, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Have you participated on behalf of the division in this docket?
Yes, I have.
Did you prepare or assist in preparing and cause to be filed the division's memorandum filed April 28th entitled Preliminary Recommendation?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any changes or corrections to that memo?
No.
Do you adopt the contents of that memo as your testimony today?
Yes.
With that, the division moves for the admission of its April 28th memorandum.
It's admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Long, do you have a summary to present today?
Yes, I do.
Please proceed.
Okay. Good morning. It's good to finally put a face to all these testimonies I've been reading lately. As the company has stated, Tariff Schedule 98 tracks the difference between renewable energy credit, referred to as RECs, revenues included in rates, and actual REC revenues collected from the sale of RECs by the company. The variances between REC revenues included in rates and actual REC revenues collected are identified and deferred each month for one full calendar year. Annually on March 15th, a renewable energy credits balancing account, referred to as RBA, application is filed to present the variances, including applicable carrying charges, with a 100% true up for the difference between the amounts and rates and actual sales occurring through Tariff Schedule 98. The collection or credit under Tariff Schedule 98 is to be made annually, effective June 1st. The application under this docket is the 9th deferred RBA rate adjustment. This application requests refunding to Utah customers over 1 year from June 1st, 2021 through May 31st, 2022, the 2021 RBA deferral balance of $1.11 million, which is a net decrease of $25,000 or 0.001% over the current collection level of $1.8 million. The company proposes an allocation of the outstanding deferral balance across customer classes in a manner that is consistent with the approved rate spread found in Step 2 of the 2014 General Rate Case Stipulation, with modifications for metered outdoor nighttime lighting and special contracts. This is the second year of the inclusion of the REC revenue from the sale of RECs to Kennecott Copper for the non-generation renewable energy credit supply agreement between the company and Kennecott, dated April 18th, 2019, that was approved by the Commission in the Kennecott Agreement, docket number 19-035-20. Also included in this docket is a confidential settlement stipulation between Rocky Mountain Power, the division, and the Office of Consumer Services. On or about February 28, 2021, Rocky Mountain Power entered into a confidential settlement stipulation with the division and Office of Consumer Services, wherein the division and Office of Consumer Services agreed that the company could transfer some of Utah's allocated RECs to be used on behalf of the company's California retail customers for compliance with California Renewable Portfolio Standard. Parties agreed on a price per REC as compensation for Utah customers, which will be booked in 2021 and included in the company's 2022 RBA. Rocky Mountain Power states that this confidential settlement stipulation will not affect Utah's ability to meet its 2025 renewable portfolio goal. The confidential settlement stipulation has been signed by all parties and is awaiting Commission approval. As a signatory, the division supports the confidential settlement stipulation as just and reasonable and in the public interest. In summary, the division performed a preliminary review of the filing and the corresponding Commission orders and has found that in general, the company has complied with the Commission's orders. The division participated in the confidential settlement stipulation and found it to be just and reasonable and in the public interest. The division will file its RBA audit report on or before July 14th, 2021. The division recommends the Commission approve the change to Schedule number 98 as filed, approve the confidential settlement stipulation, and approve the rate increase on an interim basis until the division can complete a final audit of the REC revenues contained in this filing. That concludes my testimony.
Mr. Long, I have just one clarifying question. Is it your testimony today that the signed settlement stipulation is just and reasonable in result?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. The division has nothing further.
Ms. Wegner, do you have any cross-examination questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Sorry, I lost my audio for just 1 second. I think you said no.
I said no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have nothing for you, Mr. Long. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Ms. Schmid, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses for the division. Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else before we adjourn?
Nothing further from the division.
Nothing further from the company.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We're adjourned.
Thank you.